Hawi, and I'm TG, and together we're Awazi. We're back at it again with another episode of Sis How Do I, and this time it's all about girl bosses.
Join us as we spend some time with these hardworking female entrepreneurs. Let's get to it.
Hi, my name is Bethlehem Abebe. I am the founder and creative director at Zelt Design.
Hi everyone, my name is Milu. My stage name is Milu. My name is Milan Abraham. I'm an event host, curator, used to be an artist manager till very recently, and I'm a podcast host, I think. Maybe a couple of other things.
My name is Hanan Ahmed. I was born and raised in Addis. And I'm a designer and a social entrepreneur.
Zelt Design was created because I saw a lack of representation for bigger sized women when it comes to clothing, and I decided to tap into that market.
What created me, what inspired me to create Hans With Care is as I'm a woman and I care about other girls as well. So as I moved back from abroad and look at how many girls are missing school, I started to do my research and I found out that it's because of their period, which is a natural cause. So I asked myself, what can I do to solve this problem? And as in high school, I was also a victim, even though I had the privilege of the use and throw plastic ones. I used to miss school because once it stains your clothes, you feel so embarrassed. So I asked myself, how many women, how many girls feel that sense of embarrassment to miss school just because of natural. So I start to design my own sanitary patch, just using YouTube and my mom's using a sewing machine. So that's how I made my company. That's how it started.
When did I know that I wanted to be an entrepreneur? I don't know if I ever knew that I wanted to be an entrepreneur, but I knew that the stage was the place for me. I like to be creative, and I didn't necessarily like being limited to the office, although I've learned a lot of things from the different offices that I worked in. I never really liked the constriction of it. And so, yeah, I think it just kind of came naturally.
I knew I wanted to become an entrepreneur in my third year at the university when I decided I didn't want to become an engineer. I wanted to do something for myself, by myself.
I knew I wanted to be an entrepreneur as I moved back from abroad to home. I always want to create something of my own and I want to be my own boss. I used to work for international companies and you get hired. But here I want to work for myself, be my own boss and make an impact. So it's like 7 years ago.
My daily habits, that's a good question. What are some of my daily habits? Some of my daily habits involve music, taking care of my daughter, definitely being a little more, I'm an influencer also, so making sure that I'm online and kind of keeping up to date with stuff like that, and planning, a lot of planning for the podcast, planning for future events, planning on what I'm gonna wear to an event, and yeah.
Some of my daily habits include exercising. I enjoy going to the gym. I read. I love listening to music, meditating, and those are some of the things I like to do on a daily basis.
My daily habit, other than my work, is I write and I read. Those are my good habits, and spending time with my daughter.
What do I enjoy most about being an entrepreneur? I think what I enjoy most is my freedom and my ability to do things my way. Whatever I am planning, whatever I am doing, whatever I'm spending my time on, I get to do it my way. And it allows me that space to consistently challenge myself, but also I like the fear. It's constantly scary to not know what's going next, and that's kind of part of what drives me.
One of the things I enjoy about being an entrepreneur is being able to work on my own schedule. which is not a 9 to 5, it's a 24-hour work. But I enjoy doing that. I enjoy being able to create job opportunities for other people. Those are one of the major things I enjoy.
I enjoy the fact that you're your own boss and you can create jobs for others, and it's very fulfilling job. And especially knowing that what I create for the other women, it's very fulfilling for me.
What are the pros and cons of being a female entrepreneur? All right, let's start with the pros. Like I said, some of the pros is just that I get to do things my way and I am the leader of my own kind of journey, and that's really dope. And I also like that it puts me in spaces that a lot of people don't expect sometimes. And I like that feeling of having to kind of show people, nah, I can show you how it's done. And so, yes, there's a lot of gratitude that comes from that. I think part of the cons is finding your way. When you're a woman, I think that, or traditionally, we have this habit of kind of putting women down or like not knowing how to take direction from women. And when you're a female entrepreneur, especially in the business that I'm in, especially when I started like doing stages, that's a lot of what I saw. A lot of people had a problem with me being at the front. And at times it made me feel really annoyed, irritated, disrespected, and kind of made me feel like, why do I gotta do this? But eventually I knew how to take up my own space. And I think another con is, like I said about the fear thing earlier, it's not a paycheck. There's nothing coming at the end of the month. You gotta make sure that you're constantly doing your thing. And especially here with the environment, our country, it's always an up and down. And so that fear of like not having consistency can be hard, especially as a mother for me. But you just gotta kick ass sometimes and hope for the best.
Pros and cons of being a female entrepreneur. For me, I never saw it as a gender thing, but as an entrepreneur, some of the pros of being an entrepreneur for me are I get to work on my own schedule, I get to work on my own financial status, I get to be responsible for creating job opportunities for other people, and those are some of the pros of being an entrepreneur for me. I would say the cons are, this is not just a 9 to 5, this is a 24-hour choice that I made. And I'm also responsible for my employees, meaning I have to work overtime to come up with plans. And yeah, I mean, so far being an entrepreneur has been good for me, so that's so far so good.
The pros and cons of being a female entrepreneur is, I would say the pros are more. Let me start with pros. The pros is like, as a woman, by being creating a job for other women. My products are made by women to women, and it's very fulfilling. That it's very rewarding, I would say. The cons is like as being a female entrepreneur, and I wouldn't say all, but most of the office that you go to, by being a female, they try to ask you other, like your sexual questions would be there. That not to reach there. It's very easy for men, that what they ask for, they get it. But when it comes to women, it's a bit challenging. There were times that I had to park my car and I cried. I almost give up. But as I say, I go home, and when I do the self-doubt and reflection, I would say it's okay to go on.
Ooh, how do I manage feelings of self-doubt? I don't know. I think there are days, right? Sometimes, first of all, I think you need a community that supports you. That's really, really important, because sometimes you don't see it in yourself. And you need friends and family and members that really can reassure you of who you are and why you are where you are. And you gotta look back sometimes. Sometimes it's easy to get lost in the now. And so when you kind of go look back at things that you've achieved, I think that helps reassure you. But doubt is something that always comes. And I think that exploring why that doubt is coming, what is the trigger of those things, is kind of helping me deal with it or cope with it better, for lack of a better word.
How do I manage with self-doubt? First and foremost, I know that validation comes from within, and I push through. and I have very supportive circle. My circle is small, but very supportive. And I remind myself of my achievements. I can do anything I want to do, so I do it.
I manage self-doubt by doing self-reflection. As I told you before, my daily habit, I write almost every day. So when I doubt myself, I go back to Hanan and talk to her. So I do a self-reflection. I tell Hanan that she's special, that she's unique, and she's created for a purpose. So knowing that I had a purpose that I'm created for, so it just gives me a boost in energy. And most of the time, even when I drive, I listen to motivational audios.
One thing that I know now that I would tell my younger self is it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. There's not one way. People want to really make it seem like there's one way to succeed in this world, and that's not true. Your way is the only way that has to happen because it's your life and you're gonna have to live that truth. And so to stick in my truth, and every time that I was scared, that I was falling, I wish I could tell myself, you'll be fine. You will get back up and it'll be just fine. So that's really the lesson I would tell myself, my younger self.
Looking back, if I could go back and tell myself one thing would be, keep going, you're doing very well.
Looking back, I would tell Hanan that it's okay. Everything is okay and that I can do it. That whatever I set my mind to, that it's possible, and it's okay to dream big, because that old Hanan used to dream big.
Man, that was amazing. Thank you so much to all our girl bosses. They make us want to be business owners.
But we are.
Oh yeah. Girl boss attack.
So cheesy. All right, we're gonna see you guys in the next 2 weeks.
As usual, stay hydrated, make good decisions.
Awaze.
Out. Peace.